Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So when the episode first opens up, Ashley is still poking her nose where it don't belong. Okay? Like, girl, please, relax. So Stacey wants to know who told her that she was trying to get with Chris Samuels. So then Ashley was like, my friend Tatiana said that you were trying to get her to hook you up with Chris. She said, girl, look, I adore Chris. He's a great man. He's a kind man, you know, and we're good friends. And we've both been through a lot. We were going through the same thing. And that's just that on that. Here go Ashley in the background. How do you know he's a good man? Where did you meet him? How did you meet him? Girl, none ya. Okay, don't worry about it. So then she gonna say, well, I'm just trying to say because you were so busy worried about Gizelle, you need to be talking about your own business. Because, girl, he's telling people as well. So then Stacey said, well, if I were trying to date you, wouldn't you tell somebody? Now, I don't for 1 minute think that Chris Samuels is saying anything. I really don't. But here go Ashley. So then Angel pipes up and she's like, no, he's not like that. He wouldn't do that, okay? Because he was Bobby's mentor. Angel, please, okay? Just go mute. Now, I love how unbothered Stacey is. Very demure. Very ignore that TikToking heifer. I love it. So Stacey told him, girl, let me tell you something. I am back with my husband. So, girl, gone. Moving forward. So then Gizelle in the background talking about, you can't call me out because I'm out here in these streets. Gizelle, please. Right now, I don't have time for this, okay? Because y'all were all over the place on this episode. Do you hear me? All over the damn place. But I have to say, Gizelle, you are putting on a great trip. You really are. It's very entertaining from beginning to end. So she was like, girl, you can't out me because I'm out myself. Baby, look here. Ashley thought that she was saving Gizelle and having a moment, but it fell flat yet again. Ashley, you will never have a moment because you're not a moment having girl. Okay? And that's just that on that. And you're trying to save this spot and this job, honey, because you know that they are ushering in the new heifers. So therefore, and thus and such, you have to do more than you've ever done. And it takes more than a damn TikTok and a cover karaoke song to keep you on here because we're no longer sipping the coffee and sipping the tea. So then Gizelle wanted to know if Stacey knew Monique. She does not. Let's just get this out here. Chris is divorced. Stacey is divorced. She's now back with her ex. She does not owe none of y'all nothing. Okay? And she doesn't even know Monique. And she didn't owe her anything anyway. So please stand down, Ashley. Moving forward. Stacey said, listen, I am not worried about Gizelle and Ashley. I am going to live my best life in my nameless robe. And that's just that on that. In the next scene, they get back to the room and they're giving Wendy her flowers. Happy birthday to you. You know, singing and whatnot. But it's an absolute no for the cake because Wendy blew all over it. Did the panorama teach us nothing? Okay, I do not want your breath blowing all over no damn cake. Okay, just keep it. So Kiana is still being a wet blanket. Girl, go somewhere and lay down. Okay, go lay down, girl. Go stretch out because your attitude is just attituding. She's like, I got to go to my room. I need to decompress because today, these heifers have worked my nerves. I have to go get somewhere and lay down. Yes, ma'am. Go and never return. You know what? Actually, you can go on upstairs like Katie did on Family Matters and never come back down. That'll be fine. So they go ahead and play a game because Kiana done took her wet blanket to the room. Ashley is asking a game of questions. So she says, Wendy, have you ever been attracted sexually to a woman? She says, yes, there was this stripper at Stadium that had these braces. And I'm like, okay, Wendy, is that really real? Because I feel like sometimes Wendy makes up things to fit in. And I don't know why she does that, but it comes across that she does that. So then here comes Tia talking about, no, you should have asked me because Rachel Maddow, ma'am, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So the next question is for Jazzy. Is your man still being trife or no? She was like, no, not now. He was in the past, but we good now. And girl, if you like it, I love it. So then Wendy wants to ask Angel a question. She said, Angel, Who would you unalive in this group? So then she said, Gizelle, because she called me a catfish and I have been nothing but nice to her. Listen to me, Angel. Everybody was getting hyped because you actually said Gizelle instead of focusing on Wendy. And congratulations. But this just shows that Kiana is holding you back. And now that you don't have to ask for permission to speak, it seems like you were going to actually be okay. Or so I thought. And I was actually shocked that you didn't get up and leave with her. So, I mean, I was proud of you in this moment, girl. But the way you moved and maneuvered through this episode and the way you maneuvering through this trip, girl, you should have kept that camouflage bag with you and went on back to the States. So then Gizelle gets in the confessional and she was like, I'm happy that she chose me to unalive. At least it proves that she has a pulse. Gizzard, please. Because Rob was also lifeless. Also, she was a bit more fun when she wasn't around you. It was proven when y'all went to Mexico. So girl, gone. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. So then Gizelle gets ready to kick them on out because, honey, she wants to get somewhere and lay down. And as they were leaving, Angel was passing out hugs. She hugged Wendy. She hugged Gizelle. She hugged Jazzy. I'm like, okay, this is actually getting somewhere. And again, this just proves that you're playing follow the leader. Angel, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Just try being yourself. It works for you. Trust me, it works. Now, I'm glad you let your hair down a little bit, if it only were for a second. But personally, I would like for you to keep it up. But we know that you're not. In the next scene, it's the next morning. So we see Kiana and Angel there in the room. So Kiana's like, let's do a toast because today is going to be a good day. So then Angel said, well, it doesn't feel like it because I am very disappointed in Gizelle. Like, she done pissed me smooth off. Angel, please don't start. Okay, it is too early in the morning. Y'all just waking up. Okay, you were fine last night. Is something wrong with you? Like, I really want to know, is something wrong with you? Because 1 minute you're up and the next minute you're damn down. So Gizelle walks in and Kiana and Angel had just got done talking about her. So Kiana told her, she said, girl, we was just talking about you. And it wasn't in a good way. So Kay leaves. Gizelle is sitting there with Angel. So then Angel starts crying and telling Gizelle, you know, I was very nice to you. I looked at you like a big sister and I'm just so disappointed. I didn't expect this from you. Angel, that's why you should have done your homework. Because in what world did you look at Gizelle and consider her a big sister? The only big sister she is Big Sister Gizelle of the sorority of the Potomac girls. And she hazed the hell out of everybody. So why did you think you were going to be any different? She's producing a show at all times. I don't even know if Gizelle is really this insufferable or just this insufferable for the show. Like, I really don't know. She was like, you know, my appearance has been a big part of my job and my career over the years. And, you know, when I worked in media, I had to lean heavily on it. And you being a mom, like, why would you even say that? And I know you did that to be mean. So Gizelle tried to apologize and said it was because, you know, she didn't see the beautiful woman that she sees in front of her right now. Gizelle, that's some BS. And you know dang on well it is. You did it for laughs and for mess and to be mean. Like, that's what you did it for. Point blank in the period. Now, I was a little bit impressed that she apologized because the old gizzard would not have done that. She apologized. She wanted a hug. And Angel was like, don't touch me. Okay. And Gizelle, you should know how that feels because that's exactly what you did to Wendy back in the day, girl. She was like, please don't touch me. It's a no. Okay. The drinks have worn off and no hugs for you today. So please leave me alone. So Gizelle didn't really take it seriously because she didn't. She gets up and she goes to meet up with the other girls. And it's like I see both sides. I get Angel's frustration because that picture from her personal Instagram was all over the place. Hell, it even landed on the Sherry Shepherd show. And I know that had to have been embarrassing for her. But like Gizelle said, girl, can we keep the same energy? Do you like me or not? Like, what is going on? Now, Gizelle got in the confessional and said, I was not body shaming her because I didn't see her body. This was strictly about her face. In the next scene, Gizelle goes to join the group and she's telling Kay that Angel was crying. So Stacy was over there ear hustling and she was like, what? What's going on now? What's being said? Can y'all tell us? So then Gizelle said, I'm going to tell them and you go over there and talk to Ashley. So Ashley pulls Kiana to the side and they start talking. So Kiana tells Ashley, you know, I was upset about y'all making jokes at Angel's expense, as well as the whole stuff with Wendy. And then Jazzy came and put her 2 cents in. It was just too much going on. Back over on the other side, Stacey was telling Gizelle, I thought it was very rude that Kiana was not there to celebrate Wendy. Well, girl, she sang her happy birthday. Why do y'all want to put people in places with other people that they don't like? She sang happy birthday, and it was best that she went away. Her energy drains everything from the room. It drains the color from the room. So let her go. So back over there, Gizelle is telling them about how Angel was, crying about the Instagram moment and the catfish shove it all. So then Tia and Jazzy were like, well, I thought she got over it last night. I thought everything was good. I mean, we all did. But obviously, Angel has to sleep on things to process how she really feels, because she'll go to sleep one way and then wake up and it's something totally different. Moving forward. So Angel comes outside because now she's ready to join the group. She sits with Ashley and Kiana. She said, girl, Bobby was ready to charter a PJ. Okay, a private jet to come and get me, because he don't play about me. And do what exactly? What was Bobby going to do? Argue with a group of women? Baby, been there, done that. We've seen Peter. Why would your husband be coming to rescue you? Baby, this is Housewives. Now, I'm not saying it was right. Okay, I'm not saying Gizelle was right at all, but Gizelle is one of those women that you got to show her you are not to be played with. You have to get her together. Stop crying and get active. Girl, you better get in the field. There is no way you should have been calling your husband and waiting on him to come rescue you. And girl, please. Back over on the other side, Wendy over there talking about, it's really not our job to coddle them. They are a consistent dark cloud, Kiana and Angel. It's giving the Sad Sisters duo. It's the same two people. Now, I'm going to say this, and it may be an unpopular opinion. Two things can be true. They are giving the Debbie Downers, but Wendy, you need to relax, because you have been on the receiving end of a trip with Gizelle mistreating you. She put you in the damn outhouse, had you crying to Karen. You didn't even want to put on your bathing suit. Do you remember that? You wanted others to care about you. Girl, please don't piss me off, because a few seasons ago, all you had was Candace, and sometimes Karen, depending on her mood. So you need to remember that you also were a part of a Sad Sisters duo. Okay? Do you remember that? Remember when you were crying? Okay, so let's not do that. It just trips me out that now, because it's not her, she feels like, oh, we shouldn't care about that. Who gives a damn? Like, come on, Wendy, let's get it together. Over on the other side, Gizelle is telling us in the confessional that she's taking the girls to the Alexander Hamilton house for a little culture. Okay, we need to learn about exactly where we are. I was like, I like that. It's better than that chicken bingo y'all played down in Austin, child. Okay. So they get to the Alexander Hamilton house, and the tour guide, Jillian, is giving them a tour and the history behind everything. Now, me personally, I love a good history lesson when I go on a trip, but that's just me. A lot of people just want to sit, relax, and vacay. I like to experience just a little something. Like, let me know what went on here and how did I get here? That's what I really like to know. So Jillian, the tour guide, is telling them how Alexander Hamilton was born in Nevis. He lived there before going to the States. Of course, we all know he was in politics. And she said he died in what was supposed to be a friendly duo, but the opposition secretly hated him. Well, baby, what she say that for? Wendy said, yeah, because that's how it be. Your friends secretly hate you, and they will stab you in the back, and they will unalive you. They will unalive you dead. So then Kiana gets in the confessional, and she was like, girl, please, you need to stop with the passive aggressiveness. Either speak on it or don't speak about it. Now, I'm with Kiana. Either name names or keep it on the playground. Don't be sitting up there with that passive aggressive bullshit talking about that's how your friends will do. Girl, just say it. Okay, just say it. So while they're all, getting their lesson and whatnot, Tia, Jazzy, and Angel are over to the side. So Tia wanted to know how Angel was feeling. So Jazzy goes, girl, but you were at the table saying the same thing about her being a catfish. Tia said, no, I thought that it was heavily filtered. Yes, I did. But I wouldn't have said it in that way. I would have pulled her to the side. And that's how I felt about it. It's one thing to feel how you feel after looking at this girl's personal Instagram pictures, but to say it at the table in front of everybody, like, you did that to be mean. Because that's what you do. You're mean. So I felt like it was tacky. Plus, there's no reason to bring that up. It's her page. No reason whatsoever. She can use filters if she want to use damn filters. Moving forward. Back over with Angel and Jazzy and Tia, they're walking out. So Angel tells Jazzy, listen, I'm not a wag because my husband played for 10 years, but it's because I got to know the younger wags and I want to get to know you ladies just the same. Jazzy said, yeah, girl, I hear you. But I don't know, girl, because we thought you were cool last night and then you woke up totally different. As soon as you get with Kiana, you just start tripping out. So she is in a confessional trying to figure out what exactly happened between the time that Angel left the ladies and the time she went to sleep. So, baby, they flash on back, and we see Angel going in there to lie to Kiana, like she didn't just make up with the girls, talking about, you know what? I'm just cool on everybody but you. Girl, please, this is not high school. This girl is telling you what to wear, when to drink your water, like... It's not the talls versus the smalls, because all of y'all about the same size. But why do you have to run everything by Kiana? Is she one of those friends that will cut you off if you have your own independent thoughts? What is happening here? I personally will not fool with you because Kiana is your leader. But that's just me. Now, I guess you're afraid that she might get mad if you say you talk to and hug the girls. I don't know what's happening, but that is the same reason why she called you out at that table about Wendy. That's why she looked at you and said, do you like this lady? Because you're a faker. You say one thing over here and you say one thing over here. You're trying to appease both sides and it's never going to work. You can integrate within the group. That doesn't mean that you're not Kiana's friend. So Angel telling her, well, you know what? Last night I was really annoyed. Jazzy said that was you being annoyed, all that laughing, skinning and grinning and hugging and whatnot. That was annoyance. Angel, listen, girl, because you're getting on my nerves. Okay. You're getting on my central nervous system. You can go. Okay, the same way I sent Kiana up the stairs and she ain't never coming back, you can go as well. In the next scene, they're going to have lunch and they're going back to their little mini quarters. So the girls get back to their rooms and Wendy's villa is called the CGC, the Curly Girl Collective. Ashley's is called the Pink Palace. Okay, I can't say that word over here on YouTube, honey. It's your vagine. And I'm just like, not the PPP. Who came up with this? Like, I know Ashley came up with this name. I know it was Ashley because this sounds like something that she would come up with. But I feel like they need to lock you up just like they were doing people for them PPP loans. I mean, close enough. Lock her up. Baby, lock her ass up. This don't make no sense. Moving forward. So Gizelle gets in a confessional and she was like, the reason why this is called the PPP is because we know how to party. We're not sensitive. That's because y'all picking on everybody. If the roles were reversed, it wouldn't have nothing to do with no PPP or nothing else. So as they're there getting ready for lunch, Wendy brings up how Ashley likes to come in and rescue Gizelle when her business is coming out, but she should have just let it come on out. So then Ashley said, well, you know, Stacey, you were pointing fingers at Gizelle. Stacey said, like, y'all ain't been pointing fingers at me. Gizelle said, well, what I said was not a lie because you've been lying about Chris Samuels. So they're all looking around in confusion. Wendy said, yeah, okay, we'll get to Chris later. We ain't got time for that. I want to stay on Sean Springs. Let's stay focused. Okay. I know that's right, honey, because y'all always getting off track. Let's get to the meat and potatoes for real. So then Gizelle starts saying how before her dad died, he told her that she needed a man that felt like a comfortable shoe. So then Wendy said, okay, so is Sean Springs a comfortable shoe? So, you know, Gizelle acting all aloof, talking about, I mean, he comfortable. Wendy said, have y'all had the sexuals? And child, she definitely did. Gizelle gonna pop it for pimp if she don't do nothing else. So then Wendy starts giving this speech about how Gizelle is protecting her heart and now she considers her a friend and she's so happy that Gizelle is happy. Let me tell you something. I have never seen someone come back from a treatment like Wendy. She couldn't wait to say that Gizelle was her friend. Anyone that says that it's okay for me to be assaulted because she doesn't like me could never be my friend. But that's just me. And at one point I thought she was going to burst into tears. I said, girl, I know you ain't finna sit up here and cry. Please relax. I don't know. This must be reality TV fodder and this must be a reality TV friendship because in the real world, we would have beef forever. Okay, we just would. It could never work. So then Gizelle gets in the confessional and she did say, she was like, that's so nice of Wendy. And maybe we are friends. And child, I guess all it took was for Robin to go and for Karen to get locked up. Moving forward. As soon as Karen comes back, Wendy, you're out. So they all start eating lunch and whatnot. And Angel says, well, I'm having me a good old day because my man just sent me some money. He sent me a cool little $5,000 for some shopping. Here go Gizelle being miserable with her miserable hating self talking about, oh, why you always talking about Bobby? This is what she says in the confessional. Everything is Bobby this and Bobby that. Tell us about you. We talk about ourselves. That's why we're bad bitches. Girl, please. You hate for anyone to be proud of themselves, their relationship, any of that. You hate a person that takes pride in themselves. It's giving bitter. It's giving, oh, you don't have a home? No, I have 4 homes. That's exactly what this is giving. I don't give a damn if I was going to the corner store. If my man want to send me racks on racks, he can send them. Moving forward. Child, didn't nobody say nothing when Greg came along with that $200 in 20s. But I do have to say this. Angel, I feel like your whole personality is you being a wag. Girl, that show was on Netflix and it was canceled. Okay, and you would have never made it over there either because them heifers was real mean. So I don't know if you want to be a part of the nice girl wags and start a show with that, but that ship has sailed. Do you want to be a flute holder or not? So they all were like, oh, okay, girl, when she was talking about how she had got this money. So then they asked Tia how she met her husband. And she said, oh, I met him in London. So Wendy wanted to know if it was any pushback from the Nigerian family because that's not, usually celebrated. It's usually frowned upon. So Tia said it definitely was some pushback. And she was naive because she thought because they were both black that there was going to be no cultural differences, and it trickled on down to her kids. She said that there's a way to speak to your friends versus how you speak to your seniors. Now, they showed a flashback of the way that her child was talking to her, and she said something along the lines of, nah, bruh, I'm not Nigerian, but I do not allow my son to address me as bruh. Bro, none of that. I don't play that mess. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just a matter of respect. She said if she took them to Nigeria, they would say that they've been in the States too long because of how they speak. And I just think that they need to have manners, period. Now, her husband doesn't think it's anything wrong with it, and she, on the other hand, does. So then Gizelle tells all the ladies, look, y'all got 10 minutes. Then we're going to go shopping with Angel's $5,000. Now, she didn't say the last part, but she did say they were going to go shopping. So Kiana was just like, no, I don't want to go. I'm having a good time because I'm getting to know everybody. Here go Angel in the background talking about, yeah, I was just thinking y'all are all right. Girl, hush. You don't even know who you are. So they get in the Sprinter. Wendy isn't feeling well. She said it was a bug that was going around her house before she left, and she's not feeling too good. So they get to the markets to go shop. Wendy is in the confessional talking about, Angel, what you going to be buying from the flea market with $5,000? The t-shirts are $12. Wendy, I'm going to say this with love. Baby, don't worry about other people's money. Okay? Just like you don't want us to mention yours, especially right now. Don't worry about how much money she has. Okay? Only worry about you. That's all you need to worry about. Housewives have always been over the top for no reason. They will literally bring a black card to pay for a bag of chips at the corner store. That's what Housewives was built on. Y'all just done got away from it because Ashley taking y'all down to Austin to play chicken bingo. Okay? And so you don't know no better. Moving forward. So Wendy isn't feeling good. So she's sitting outside. Gizelle walks up and she's like, girl, you're not feeling good? She said, no, I feel like I got the flu. So Gizelle said, maybe you need to go sit in the AC. Inside, Angel is saying that she sent a text message to her husband that says sex because, when she gets home, they got to have it. She said her husband said that might make a baby. So then Stacey was like, ooh, I should send the same thing to Timu. So she gets this phone, child, sends a picture and the same text to her husband, new man again. Honey, I don't know what's going on. This man messaged her back and said, I think you have the wrong number. Now, I didn't completely freak out about that. And I went like, that's what you get. Because I feel like he just thinks that Stacey is not like that. That's not normally something she would do. So for him, he was joking like, I think you have the wrong number. Now, would I have repeated it in front of Ashley? No. But I don't think that he thought you have the wrong number. Don't send me things like that. That's not what this was about. So Gizelle is outside asking the producers if Wendy can sit in the air. Wendy, girl, why didn't you just tell them I don't feel good? I need to go sit in the air. I guess Gizelle is in charge of the girls, honey. Ashley couldn't wait to go tell Gizelle about Stacey's error 404 message. I said, girl, leave that lady alone. When Stacey came out, she was like, don't talk about me. Okay? We don't normally talk like that. Ashley, please get a life. Okay, get one soon. Moving forward. So then they go beat the drums. Wendy came out to beat the drums and whatnot because she just had to experience it, whether she was feeling well or not. They get back to the hotel. Wendy is still not feeling well, so she won't be at the dinner. Stacey and Gizelle took her a little care package, and I thought that was nice. But, baby, let me tell you something. I'm leaving it at the door because I ain't trying to get sick on vacation. It was nice, but, honey, I need a suit before I go up in there. So they get to the restaurant, and so the owner comes out to greet them. And he's going to personally cook for them. So I thought that was cool. But before they even get into it, Angel then says, so I'm not going to be on the menu tonight, am I? Ma'am, just sit quiet. Just sit quiet. You don't want them to bother you, yet you're making yourself a target. Like, you just going to be flip-flopping anyway, because we don't know who the real you is. Now, me personally, as soon as you're on the menu tonight, am I would have said, girl, please. No, ma'am. I normally don't reheat leftovers. And we would have moved right on along. Ain't nobody got time to be playing with you. So then Gizelle says, well, the night is young. So then she tells Kiana, I just want to tell you this. Wendy was offended that you did not stay for her birthday. Why would Wendy be offended that she was not there? For what? Like, why do you want her there? She's not going to talk to you. Y'all are not cool. So why does she need to be there? So then Kiana said, well, I was just tired. And then, y'all was kind of treating Angel bad. I just couldn't do it. So then Ashley said, well, it was kind of good for Angel that she got to spend some time alone with us and she had fun. So then Jazzy said, well, Angel said she didn't have fun. So they all looking like, what? You didn't have fun? Here go Angel. Talking about, well, I slept on it. Baby, you might need to stay awake. Okay? And girl, you didn't sleep on nothing. You talked to Kiana and realized that you needed to be mad a little bit longer. The same way that Robin used to be with Gizelle. So please with this, I slept on it BS, because you did not. So then Tia said, well, I know that me coming into the group, if I was heavily filtered, I would want to know. Well, baby, what she say that for? Because Jazzy said, well, you are, okay, heavily. I said, this is pure chaos. Jazzy, please, honey. So then Kiana was like, well, thank you for Gizelle for letting me know that Wendy, was upset because she tries to act so nonchalant and we weren't really saying nothing to each other. So then she tells Jazzy, and I was kind of hurt that you made that comment that I talked about Wendy because we're in a friendship space. Girl, what space is that? It must be outer space because friends don't act like y'all. What friendship space? So then Jazzy said, girl, how do you think I felt about you sharing something that I personally shared with you? So everybody's trying to figure out, what did Kiana say? She was like, I'm trying to figure out if you're jealous of me, Kiana. Jazzy said, Kiana lied and said that my man had 2 kids on me. He did not. So then Kiana was like, okay, girl, well, 1. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's 2, 1, 1.5. I don't care if the baby's pinky toe just came out. There was still some misconduct in that relationship. Point blank in the period. It came out of your own mouth last season, Jazzy. Okay? And truth be told, Jazzy started with Kiana first down at the Preakness. Well, actually, Ashley started it by saying, is everything okay with you and Wendy, Kiana? Because Jazzy was telling me, Ashley always starts the mess and then it gets lost. And then she stands around like she did absolutely nothing wrong and everybody else is just fussing and fighting. Like, it's ridiculous. So anywho, Jazzy was saying that, and then Kiana was like, girl, is it 1 or 2 babies? Like, I got to keep up. So then Kiana gets in the confessional and she says, girl, look, I was getting to know you, aka Jazzy. She was getting to know Jazzy, and then Jacqueline told her that Jazzy said she was a snake. Y'all in this he said, she said, or she said, or they said, and this said. Girl, look, okay? We cannot listen to Tacky Jackie. And please do not mention her name because it's like Beetlejuice. You may say it 3 times and she might pop the hell up. Please leave her and Mia where they at, okay? Because I don't want to see Mia. I don't want to see Bobby Valentino. I don't want to see Jacqueline. I don't want to see none of them. So then Jazzy apologizes for how she responded, but she wants Kiana to take accountability as well. Now, she kept saying responsibility, but I know she means accountability, but that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So then Kiana says, well, I can accept responsibility if I know what I'm accepting responsibility for. Girl. And then here go Ashley talking about, that's fair, babe. Ashley, please hush. No, it is not. She said something and she knows she said something. It matters not what was said. You said something. Because if you didn't say anything, you would say, girl, I ain't say nothing. and you would just leave it at that. But you said something, so here you go with the semantics of it all. Okay? So then Jazzy is like, do you really want me to say that, girl? Do you really want me to say that? So then Jazzy says to the producers that Kiana said, don't trust Wendy. Is this what we've been waiting for? Okay, y'all getting on my nerves, child. She said that Wendy would be an 8.5 on the Mad Richter scale if she heard what Kiana said. None of y'all should be trusted, quite frankly, because clearly the two of you are getting together to talk about Wendy getting together to talk about Kiana saying something to Jacqueline talking about this, you talking about Kiana to Jacqueline and Jazzy, and all of y'all are messy. Okay? Girl, you could have went on and said something, honey, because, it really ain't giving nothing. And that was the end of the episode. Child, y'all held this like it was going to be this big thing, and it really was nothing. Anywho, I don't know what's going on, but Angel, you're giving weird vibes. Jazzy and Kiana, are y'all friends or not? Do you want to be friends? I'm so confused. Stacey, I'm so happy you didn't let Ashley bother you. Look, everybody get themselves together. Y'all comment down below, and I am going to comment back. If you happen to watch, let me know in the comment section. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.